technically is Interview Jack, but bang it is. Pop quiz.
Let's go. D, all of the above.
So here you are, beautiful Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
sitting by the beach on your last day of this production. I'm just gonna start with get right to it.
Let's go.
How has it been for you?
It's been a blessing. It's been great. That's my favorite dog right here. Look, even the dogs are great. See?
I heard you almost got bit by a monkey today.
Well, I thought they were friendly, but they're like goons, man.
They're monkeys, man. They're wild monkeys.
I'd love to have one of them, but
They're wild monkeys, dude.
it charged me. I was giving him kissy noises, and he wasn't having it. No, I've been back here, so this is not my first time in Thailand, and it's a great place. Everything about it. I can't wait to be back. I love it here.
Yeah, it's not your first time. You and I actually met earlier this year when
Yeah.
you were doing Shiro's. Friend Jordan Gertner is the director, and you and I hit it off. Was it Thailand? Was it me? Or was it the script that drew you the most?
Was it Thailand? Was it you? It was all three. It was,
Yeah.
and that's not always the case,
Uh-huh.
right? Sometimes we only tick one or two boxes.
Yeah.
You know, a hungry dog needs a meal, but in this case, it was all three. I love working with you. I love Thailand. I love the crew. I love the setting. I've said this before. I love how everyone works here without an ego, and it's not that they have like an easygoing attitude. It's just everyone seems to know what to do, how to go about it. They know their place. They know their job, and that's how it should be essentially. And so I was excited to come back here and work again because there's very little distraction. You just get to do what you have to do as an actor. But the script was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's why you hired me. You saw it, you looked at me, and I had the same reaction. I told you right away. I was like, oh man, I know what to do with this.
You know,
I hope.
the relationship, you know, with a DP and an actor and a director and an actor is very different.
Hmm.
And you know, like when we were on Shiro's together, you know, every time you were on set, and
Yeah.
that was a very different movie, you know.
Right.
But it was, you know, like you and I hit it off, you
Yeah.
know. But again, you know, for me, speaking from my perspective, it was more like, you know, Jack's a really cool guy. You know, he's a really good actor from what you know I was seeing and everything. And then I was hoping, right, for this, right. And when I sent you Bang. Because I really believe, like, when you stepped into the camera, in my camera the first time, I was like, holy shit, that was my first thought, because Peter Lenkoff had already sent me the script.
Right.
I had it for, you know, a little over a year, and I loved the script. I knew that was what I was going to do next. We talked about different actors before, you know, and then I saw
Sure,
you,
sure.
and then I was like, fuck, you know, this guy's Bang. And then I sent it to you, and you came, you know, like, not gonna lie, there was a part of me where I was like, all right, now this is you and I now, right? It's you know, you're number one, you're the lead, I'm the director. I hope it's gonna be as good, you know, and everything. And here we are on the last day, and it's been better than I could have hoped. Like, absolutely, like, you know, you're a dream to work with, super talented, know your shit, hit your marks, you know, you've done your work, you know, and I can't say enough good things about you. And it sounds like, you know, we're sitting here, friends, and I'm blowing smoke up your ass, you know, but I really think people need to know, like, you know, that, you know, like, Jack Kesy is, like, a really good fucking actor and just a good guy to work with. And I can't wait, you know, to do way more of this, you know, and, but let's talk about the movie a bit.
Sure. I feel the same way, by the way.
Okay.
You know, I'll just add a little bit onto that. You said it before. You know, pre-production entails major decision making, right? Casting, picking your team to battle, right?
Yeah.
And 90% of it is hopefully done, right? So that's why a lot of the concentration should be spent there, and then most of it should fall into place, and I hope it fell into place, right?
No, it absolutely did.
Yeah.
You know, like this is what, day 21, 22, whatever. We shot a lot.
Right.
you were there for all of it, you know, like you were the only act, you're every day, you know. I mean, the
Yeah.
movie's called Bang. It's, you know,
Sure.
it's you. In a very short amount of time, we've shot a lot, and I feel like the work that we got is very high quality too, you know. And that's a testament to the cast, to the crew,
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
and on set for me, it's always, you know, super relaxed, you know. No stress, you know, but that's because of the work that was put in,
Yeah.
you know, prior to us being
Yeah,
on set,
yeah.
you know, and I'm glad you picked up on that. But so for you, you know, Bang, you know, what kind of movie is it for you? Action, drama, what, like, how would you describe it? How, like, if someone were to ask you, like, hey, you were just in Thailand, you did this movie Bang, like, what is Bang?
You know what? It's hard to say because we're not finished, right? No, no, honestly, right? For people who are not familiar with the filmmaking process, you have the film you imagine, you have the film you write, you have the film you rewrite, you have the film you cast. Now you have to adjust because the cast might be a little bit, then you edit it, then you re-edit it. So it's hard to say what it will look like in the end, but the way I see it, it's a crime, thriller, action, in a, I don't want to say a comic book world because it's not a comic book world, but
It's hyper real world.
yeah, yeah. I'm for lack of a better, you know,
Yeah.
vocabulary. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's a great story. I don't know if I've ever come across the concept before.
Yeah.
You know, where you have a kind of a stone cold killer, and there's a dark world, and this kind of spiritual collision happens where out of his hands, you know, he has the surgery, and what a great time to change a character, you know. So that was the fun part. That was the exciting part for an actor, and not to be, you know, because I'm hoping that the shift is subtle, because as it should be. You know, he's not going to start doing musicals
Yeah.
because he had a heart transplant, you know. But
Although we
maybe
still have time to shoot a musical number.
We do, yeah,
You
next
know,
year.
right here
yeah.
by the beach.
Yeah, we'll call it Hugh Jackman.
Probably gonna have to cut that out.
That's all right, man. Why? He likes musicals.
Gonna ask you a little bit about your castmates. You know,
Hmm.
what was it like working with RoboCop himself?
It was great. Cool guy.
Yeah.
He was. He brought a little bit of the old fashioned and old school with his
Yeah.
knowledge,
Yeah.
his stories.
His stories. Oh my God, his stories.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, it was fun to smoke a cigar with and kind of go into a time portal. Not to age him, but he's an older man, you know. But he's in great shape. He's knows his stuff and looks great on camera, and he's a good actor and good to work with.
You had a lot of scenes with Steve Bastoni as well.
I did, yeah.
You know,
Steve's solid, man.
Yeah.
Love working with Steve. He's a proper actor,
Yeah.
you know.
There's some great moments there, you know. And
He's a good actor, good to work with.
Good people,
He'll
too.
try anything, and he's a real actor, you know. It's good to work
and I
with.
think that's what, you know, like having people like Peter Weller, like Steve Bastoni, but also, you know, because of you and I, you know,
Yeah.
you brought on Paul Mann, you
Yeah.
know, who, you know, took a little part, and
Sure.
I think he and us turned that part, you know, into something else, you know, and I did the same with Kane,
Yeah.
you know, who I have the relationship
Right.
with, you have the relationship
Yeah.
with Paul,
Yeah.
and, you know, I think we were able to do that with the 3 or 4 other parts where it really elevated the characters and in return the movie, and I think
so.
that was really good.
I think
You know,
so.
because even like in those small parts, it could have been they could have been nothing for roles, you know. But by having these really talented,
Yeah.
really almost overqualified people,
Right.
you know, I
Right.
think it really elevated everything. You know?
That's the other thing that I'm glad you mentioned. You don't always get that opportunity where everything comes together, where
Yeah.
I can help a friend I really
Yeah.
care about, who not only is right for the project, but is, like you said, overqualified,
Yep.
brings value to it,
Yeah.
and has the humility and the capability.
Yes.
And everyone benefited from it, I would hope. So I can't thank you enough as well for
No, no, no.
for allowing
it's,
that.
it's
You know.
mutual, man. It's all mutual, you
Yeah.
know. And I think, like, because I trust you,
Yeah.
and I trust you even more now today, you know. Like, but even before we started, and when you say, but it's the same, you know. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you trust me, and it's a mutual feeling, and I think,
Yeah.
from day one, I think you and I, every decision we made, and we didn't always agree, but the good thing was, we were always, our goal was to make the movie better, always. There was
I'm
never
best idea
anything-
wins.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, sometimes there's a little bit of a tug of war,
Yeah.
but it's never with the ego. It's
No,
I'm trying
no,
to
no.
always. Everyone's always trying to elevate the project, and sometimes you clash. But if you have a right state of mind, you'll know that the person's about the story, not about me.
Yes.
So that's where
Yes,
the trust
yes,
is built.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that, for me, that's the blessing in this
Yeah.
movie. It's just like with all these, there's so many there's so many characters,
Yeah.
right? Not only were we able to cast, 98% of it like really well. Get really good people in, even like the doctor role that came in for a day,
Yeah,
with
she was
Kelly,
great, yeah.
all the stuff, but
Kelly.
legitimately, it was like there are zero egos. The only thing, and I say this lovingly,
Give them time.
was just, was the doc stories. That was it, but they're great stories, it's just, I'll still never forget, like, rolling, no, not until I finish my story.
Yeah.
But aside from that, you know what I mean? There were no egos.
If we had 40 days, it would be timed correct. It would be
For all the
it would be the
stories.
perfect time.
But
Yeah.
legitimately, that was the only, like, from casting standpoint, from
Yeah.
from you guys, the
Yeah.
actors. That was it, and it's not even an issue, like, and that's so rare, to be done with a movie and go, like, as a director, like, there was zero incident with any of the actors, everybody was pleasant, everybody did their jobs, and we all had a good time. I really believe that. I really think everyone that came here, and did this and worked on this, had a good time, and that's important. That's really important.
Honestly, there was nothing. It was ideal. The only thing I was ever concerned about was creative stuff. And when I say concerned in a healthy way,
Yeah.
where you can focus on how can I make this better, myself better,
Yeah.
instead of worrying about outside issues.
Yeah,
That's the way we should work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, knock on wood, assuming everything goes well, if anyone ever gets to see this, which they will, but I'm talking about our interview here.
Yeah.
If we were given that opportunity, where does the story go next?
Whew.
I
Where
know
does
you're
it
in. I
go
know you would want to
next?
come back. I know I want to do this again. I know I want to have you back. Like, where would we take Bang? Saying right here, right now, where would you take Bang?
Well, my first instinct is to explain why he became so cold,
Yeah.
so dead, however you want to describe it. Why did Bang come about? I think that's a story worth telling, but I don't know if that's the best strategy. Perhaps that's another one.
Yeah.
But I think instinctively to go back, maybe it's only 3 years, maybe 2 years. Where's the trauma? If there's a trauma, who is this person? How did he come about? How did he get involved in the underworld? Why does he know how to be so violent so effectively? And was there an alternative personality? Was he a funny guy at some point? Maybe he never was. Did he have friends? How does he know the Polish singer? How does he know Kuba was his name? Like
Momo and all
all
these
those guys. What's the relationship there? Perhaps
Would have to have a little more budget to de-age you a bit.
it's coming. Yeah. Scratch off tickets. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, any last words? Anything else you want to touch on, talk about?
I don't want to get too mushy, but I'm genuinely super grateful for this experience. I was able to work with my friends,
Yeah.
work with you.
Yeah.
Everyone's treated me way too good than I deserve. I get to make a living and do something that I'm really good at with a part that I can really service, and it's just been amazing, man. It's been great, man. That's it.
Bang bang.
Bang bang, baby.
Thank you. Cut.